adapted some of the most iconic villains in the MCU. Villains like
Yup,
Thanos,
Thanos,
Loki, and Ultron over the years for the
Ultron,
big screen.
Ultron is fine, bro. I love Ultron. Ultron was on some crazy shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of like Tony though. He was kind of like he hated Tony, but he was hella like Tony, bro. That was funny. I really like
And
that
the
part.
MCU are currently adapting even more iconic villains with adapting characters like
Doctor
Doctor
Doom.
Doom and the Sentry for the big screen.
I never knew of Sentry before. I still haven't watched this movie, but I had never heard of Sentry before. That was my first time hearing about Sentry.
With both of these villains being
I
absolute
need to watch
powerhouses
it.
and some of Marvel's most deadliest villains they have ever
Oh,
created.
the video. Villains the MCU is too scared to adapt correctly. I'm scared. Because the villains that they did are pretty crazy. Thanos, with his everything he balanced, it's not evil. It's his philosophy. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. What he did was crazy. He raised half of the universe. Come on, man.
Comic book history. And even though Marvel was tipping their toes into some of Marvel's most evil and powerful villains like the Void and Doctor Doom, there's still a few villains
The
that
who? Doctor Doom. I heard of Doctor Doom. I saw on TikTok there was a pattern where he ripped off Thanos like spinal cord out of nowhere, bro. That shit look clean, bro. If we do that in the movie, oh hell no, he might be my favorite. He might be my favorite in the whole Marvel universe, man. I'm waiting.
In the MCU, who Marvel is still afraid to adapt correctly because of just how horrifying they can be, and make what Thanos did in Infinity War look like child's play.
Yeah. I saw that shit, bro. I saw that shit. That shit look clean as fuck.
To some of these iconic Marvel villains, and I want to talk about 3 villains in particular that currently exist in this current version of the MCU that Marvel was too afraid to adapt correctly because of how powerful they are, and they could literally change the whole entire Marvel universe.
Doom is a part of them? Okay.
Strong they are. And I believe if they ever adapted these stories into movie form, they would be some of the best Marvel movies they ever created. Because that's how powerful they are in their stories, and that's how great these stories are. And the first villain I want to talk about, who is one of the greatest to ever do it, is one of the greatest of all time. And that villain is the one and only Doctor Doom.
Now, I heard Doctor Doom be doing got some crazy alternate versions that are mad powerful. Like the one that ripped off Thanos' fucking spinal cord.
A version of Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday, it's most likely not going to be the Latveria King we all know and love as Doctor Doom. The original Doctor Doom in the comics and in the animated TV shows is completely unmatched compared to every other version of Doctor Doom. In fact,
man, I'm not gonna lie, these animated shows look shit. These animated shows look shit, bro. What the fuck?
The main Doctor Doom has to fight his variants. He always ends up beating all the other multiverse versions of himself because he is that guy. And Doctor Doom is literally the epitome of the...
Even me cannot beat me. That's crazy. Even I cannot... even me cannot beat me. How the fuck is that possible?
Villain with all his stats maxed out. He is the level 99 mafia boss fighting level 10 superheroes. He has a genius level intellect that matches characters like Mr. Fantastic and Iron Man. He is one of the best sorcerers who can go toe to toe with Doctor Strange. And
wait, he's a sorcerer? What? What? How is he a sorcerer though? I thought he was a man of science. Is Doctor Doom different from the one in the Fantastic Four movie back when I was a kid? Because he was not a sorcerer, bro.
Is not the Sorcerer Supreme. It's just because he's evil. Doctor Doom also has some of the best tech in the Marvel Universe, and is also...
Oh, okay, so he's just stacked. He has everything. He's just stacked with everything. Intellect, sorcery, gadget. He got everything, bro. This man is a mix of Batman, Iron Man... and fucking Doctor Strange.
King of a country named Latveria. Doctor Doom literally has everything going for him, and he still chooses to be a villain. The mainline Doctor Doom is not only an Avengers level threat, but he is a multiversal level threat. There has been stories where he has ripped out Thanos' spine and aura formed while doing it, defeated some of the strongest Marvel heroes to ever exist, held his own against literal Celestials, the ones who create planets, and even take down Galactus, a literal
planet. Fuck out of here! Now my boy is clean. He my boy now. He my boy. I'm not gonna lie, he clean. Imagine he beat the Galactus, and this man said, "Fuck out of here." Nah, he clean with it. He clean with it. Yo, he clean. I did not expect that, bro. That is a crazy ass panel. I need this for my fucking phone fucking full lock
and
him.
he does this on a regular day. So when you look at Dr. Doom's villain resume, he is literally the LeBron James of villains. He has done everything when it comes to being a villain, and he has been doing it for decades upon decades.
But why
Not to
is he a
mention,
villain?
Dr. Doom is also a D1 hater, which just adds to how much of a villain he is. He's a D1
Oh, so he's
hater
a
for the
reverse Flash. He's on the. Is this hating on the reverse Flash level? Because there's hating, there's Kendrick Lamar hating, and then there's reverse Flash hating. That's
mainly
there's
against Reed
nibbles.
Richards because he always wants to prove that he is better than Reed Richards when it comes to his intellect. Dr. Doom hates Reed Richards so much. Dr. Doom is a literal king of a country and will use billions of tax dollars to spend on creating elaborate plans to ruin Mr. Fantastic's life just for the love of the game. That's like equivalent to a president just deciding to ruin a random police officer's job for the rest of his life. But even though Dr. Doom is super strong and can do literally anything because he's rich, he has magic, he has every single power ever created, there is still a Dr. Doom that dog walks every other Marvel villain, and is a Dr. Doom that is even stronger than the base Dr. Doom. And that version is God Doom. Now this Dr. Doom wears a white outfit.
Is there anything that we need to say anymore? His name is God Doom. What the yo, the MCU was crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
This whole entire story, it doesn't matter how he got these powers because he's still Auraform. Like I mentioned before, he just casually pulls up to Thanos after he gets these powers and flexes how much stronger he is than him by ripping out his spine.
Wait, stop. Stop, yo. The man got a power up. He decided the first thing to do was go against the Galactic Titan. The Mad Titan, I think that's his nickname. Something like that, bro. He decided to do that first thing first. Yeah, he tweaking. He tweaking, bro.
Instant. And that's because Thanos was barking like a dog behind a fence, all bark, no bite type vibe, saying things like, I don't need an Infinity Gauntlet to defeat you,
the
Dr.
Great
Doom.
Titan.
I am the Mad Titan. That would be enough to defeat you.
The Mad
Titan? For Doom to
I'm
pack
so
him up
confused.
and drop this God line.
That appears.
This God line.
That appears.
Untrue. Yeah, I saw that. No, that's
we got
crazy.
this Dr. Doom adapted into the MCU instead of the RDJ Doom that we're going to get in the future. That might be like an infamous Iron Man type of Dr. Doom. But even though that sounds like an interesting concept, and I think that giving us the original Dr. Doom is something you can't beat because his story is so amazing. It's a tragedy because he's always trying to save the people of his country, and he has a pretty good backstory with his...
Wait, he has? What?
His mom literally getting sent to hell, and his whole entire life trying to save her from the hands of Mephisto. That is why the original Dr. Doom
I don't know who Mephisto is.
will never be beat. Because one, he's super powerful and has such cool moments, and he also has such an amazing backstory. And the original Dr. Doom stands as one of Marvel's most iconic supervillains of all time. The reason why they're afraid to adapt this character is just because of how insanely powerful he is and how complicated his backstory is. But
and it would be a trouble. It would be a pretty hard to make a way to beat him, except if they followed the comics. Maybe I don't know.
Villain that Marvel currently has in the MCU, but wasted their potential in the movies, is my favorite villain of all time.
Ultron was nice in the. I liked Ultron, bro. He was tweaking. I loved Ultron, bro.
And the Avengers' best villain, Ultron. Ultron is the definition of undefeatable. If Dr. Doom is
what was that? I thought Galactus ate planets, not galaxies. What the fuck?
Power. Ultron is a villain who never even gives you a chance to see him at his full
Is that the
power.
Infinity
Ultron in
Stones?
animated shows, movies, and in comics portray Ultron as this undefeatable monster. Because once he is created, you might as well pack your bags because this is Ultron's world now. You're just living in it. Because Ultron takes out the Avengers with just his drones. Most of the time, the main Ultron doesn't even really deal with easy tasks like defeating the Avengers. He's too busy analyzing...
Easy task? Defeating the Avengers is considered easy now? Yeah, I don't know what world he living in.
Or to deal with such simple matters like taking down Earth's mightiest heroes. And in most Ultron stories, he's not only taking out the Avengers, he's taking out every single superhero group like the X-Men.
Ultron is clean, bro.
Stories, all
the Ultron design is so clean, bro. I don't know how he came up with that.
Are literally just trying to survive Ultron drones. Like there's even a page of Captain America, the symbol of hope and freedom, balled up in a corner.
He has Captain, the Avengers assemble like this. This man is in despair, bro. This man lost all hope. What the fuck happened, Cap?
And has completely given up since he knows fighting Ultron is a lost cause. And that type of Ultron is my Ultron. That is the version of Ultron that I grew up with. He showed up in the animated shows and when he showed up in the new Avengers.
I could never watch the shows, bro. The shows were always weird to me. I couldn't, bro. I never could.
Avengers movies, he was moving on demons.
I love reading the comics. I used to buy a lot of the comics. Maybe I still have some, but I used to buy the comics and read them. The shows I just couldn't, bro.
No one was surviving that if you ever came across Ultron. And that's because they didn't really defeat him. They just threw him into space before he can regenerate. Which I honestly think the MCU Ultron was afraid to use this version of Ultron since of how unstoppable he is. And there's no type of plot armor that can save you from Ultron. But instead, we got the MCU version. Because the MCU version of Ultron was getting beaten up by just the Avengers. How is that even possible? Ultron is such a next level villain. Ultron is not an Avengers level threat. He is a multiversal level threat. In the Age of Ultron story, it took all of the X-Men, the Avengers, every remaining hero to go back in time to the moment Ultron was even created to stop Ultron from starting the Age of Ultron. You know how scary that is? A villain where superheroes don't even consider the possibility.
They said, we're not fighting you now. It's over. We can't beat you. We gotta go back. We gonna go back where you had no experience, no XP. You were level 1. We can't fight you now. Man, you level 1,000, man. We gotta go back to when you were level 1 to fight. That's crazy.
Winning a fight against them. They would rather solve time travel, a literal thing that's almost impossible, to deal with Ultron than rather fight him on a fair 1v1. Which I wish we got this version of Age of Ultron who actually
I'm not gonna lie. Running the ones with somebody that sounds like this is not it. I'm not doing that, bro. I would not do it either. No.
For a couple of days, but for multiple years. Not to mention, I wish they did keep the original comic and animated version design of Ultron because it just looks so cool. Where he just has this menacing smile and is just oozing with.
Nah.
This version
the movie Ultron was clean, bro. Movie Ultron looked nice as shit.
Ultron is just so cool looking, while the one we got in the MCU just looks like a Voldemort. And I know some people like this.
Bro, no, I really like it. It looks good.
MCU version of Ultron's look, but I am definitely not one of them. But the reason why they went with this design in the MCU is because I think they wanted to give Ultron more of a personality at the time. Instead of the usual cold and calculated version of Ultron, he usually is. Because after all, he is still just an AI robot. But there are different ways to
and he had he had a problem with Stark, you know what I'm saying? He had a real problem with Tony.
Like the time Hank Pym, the original creator of Ultron, fuses with Ultron to create Pymtron. Where this version of Ultron has the ego of Hank Pym, which he has one of the biggest egos of all time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's very much true. What's going on, bro?
Has the brilliance and smarts of Hank Pym Ant-Man, but he also has the nihilistic point of view of Ultron, which is a way better to give an Ultron a personality by having Ultron diffuse to his actual creator. Which
but they needed Pym. They needed Pym, and the way that Ultron made a conflict in the Avengers because some were against it, you know. It was great. That was really nice.
The story, I do think that this design looks amazing. But maybe we will get Ultron.
This design looks crazy as well.
Since Ultron really never dies, and he is, after all, an AI that can come back to life. And plus, we did see Ultron.
Technically, an AI is just fucking. All he really needs is a body and transfer his data into it, and he can come back.
Head in Spider-Man Homecoming, but they still have never mentioned why they have an Ultron head. Maybe it's just, a plot device for him to eventually come back in the future. But even though I've been hating on the MCU version of Ultron, at least they gave us such a goated version of Ultron with Infinity Ultron, which is one of my favorite Ultron designs of all time, and is such a great story until we get to the finale of season 1 and to, season 3 of What If, or should I say the Captain Carter show. But the final villain that makes both of these villains look like children when it comes to the powerhouse of Doom and the fear factor
the Abomination
is the one and only Devil Hulk. Now, to call any version of Hulk a good guy is already a stretch. Hulk is
not a good guy, alright? He's a monster. He's a ball of rage. That's all it is, bro. It all depends on who he directs it towards, man. He's not a good guy. He just directs his rage towards someone. Hulk is not a good guy, bro.
More of a natural disaster being controlled to do good. But when Hulk finally has no one to limit him, we get this version of Devil Hulk, otherwise known as the Immortal
bro.
Hulk,
What is
who has
that?
access to one of the strongest power systems of all time, the Green Door. Thor. Now, this version of Hulk
What
literally
is
calls
the
himself
reason
the
of-
end of humanity and the devil incarnate. You think this Hulk is here
Oh,
to
wow.
help who are wrong? You might as well leave and fear for your life. This version
Listen, bro, I'm not gonna lie. First of all, if I'm in a city and I see a green monster land in front of me, destroying everything in a radius, I'm leaving, bro. I'm leaving, bro. I'm changing city, changing country, bro. Then again, wherever you go, he can go there. So I'm gonna hop into a spaceship.
of Hulk will
I'll
literally
leave it.
swallow you whole with his own body. He will rip out your spine, and you better wish
Ooh.
you never come across this Hulk, because everyone knows in this universe, if Hulk is ever near you, you better keep quiet, keep still, and don't look him in the eyes.
Yeah,
This
nah,
version
that's
of
crazy.
Hulk makes the MCU version of Hulk look like Cocomelon of Hulks. The mortal
Nah,
Hulk
that version of Hulk pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. That version of Hulk pissed me the fuck off, man. That version of Hulk, like Smart Hulk or whatever you want to call it, did not like
is
it.
horror incarnate. He even packs up the Avengers, who are assembled of Captain
Wait.
Marvel, Thor, Ghost Rider,
Yeah, I was gonna say Ghost Rider is here, yo. And this man's clean, bro.
America, Iron Man.
I
Black
love
Panther,
Ghost Rider. The fire, the skull, like just in the flames. That's one of my favorite
and
designs, bro.
She-Hulk. This is a literal super team of superheroes.
I don't want to be the one to say, but I don't give a fuck about She-Hulk. This is that a man? Oh, I'm. Nah, I love Ghost Rider, bro.
This is probably the strongest Avengers team you could ever assemble, and Hulk makes them all
Is it
look
though?
like jokes. When Thor tries to fight him, a literal god, Hulk just punches him once, and Thor starts begging for Odin's help, and Hulk says,
Wow, that is crazy. That is crazy. Hulk, Thor, the ball of confidence, punched one time and is begging for his daddy, bro. He calling his daddy. Oh hell no.
Daddy can't help him now. And after Thor gets packed up, he even says this version of Hulk has entered the realm of gods, saying that Earth has created a god or even a devil with this version of Hulk. Like this Hulk is
Oh
honestly
yo, is this version of Thor okay, bro? Like he look like a bitch.
so goated. The MCU
What's
Hulk
up with
is not
him?
just a joke at this point. So many people have talked about how they ruined this version of Hulk. And it
Yeah,
doesn't help that they
thank
can't even
you.
give a
I feel so great by the fact that I'm not the only one that didn't like this. I did not like this at all, bro. I did
at
not
this
like
point.
it.
With this version of MCU getting packed up by characters like Thanos. Though Thanos is pretty strong. Hulk
Nah, that
never
was
back
fun.
down.
That was good because it showed how much of a menace Thanos is. The man scared Hulk so much he refused to come out. that was good, bro. I liked it. This part was great. He beat his ass so badly that this man was scared to come out, bro. Banner had to hop into a fucking one of Tony's suit. Like, come on, man, that shit was clean. That was like to make Thanos really be like, yo, he's a menace. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was all right. Then they made Hulk. The body of Hulk, the mind of Banner. I didn't like
From a
that.
fade, because this version of Hulk really doesn't show up ever again because of how afraid he is of Thanos. My Hulk
Yeah.
would never run for a fade. He'd rather die than cower in fear. Like my glorious king would take down this version of Thanos easily, and every MCU villain
down,
in
buddy.
seconds. Not to mention, this Hulk is empowered by the powers of the One Below All. The first time Immortal Hulk meets a One Below All, or at least sees him for the
Whoa.
first time, he is out here dropping lines that send shivers down your spine. Now, to give you some context to the One Below All, he is the most evil thing in the Marvel Universe. If the
Oh,
One
wow.
Above All is a literal god in the Marvel Universe, the One Below All
He's
is the
the
inverse
devil.
of that. So you can only assume how evil the One Below All is. And when Hulk and the rest of the people see the One Below All for the first time, they are completely shocked, saying the One Below All is the end of the world. And Hulk horrifies by saying that is not the end of the world. And a random civilian responds to Hulk like, how do you know he's not the end of the world? And the mortal Hulk simply says, because that's who I am. Peak
That doesn't
cinema,
make sense.
which is
That doesn't make sense. The one below all is way stronger than him. The one below all, if the one above all is because I saw a ranking of like things, and there's like literally the one above all is the strongest in all of Marvel, and right under that is the one below all, and then there was Phoenix Force or something else like that. So there's like, buddy, you're not gonna do shit against that man.
Cold
That thing, I don't know
knowing
what
that
it
this
is.
Hulk is not here to help us and is not here to do the right thing. He is just here to cause pure destruction in the world. And if he just so happens to save a person while doing it, that's just a cherry on top for the mortal Hulk. I just wish that we got this version of Hulk because the MCU version of Hulk is currently in the gutter right now, and we
It's
haven't gotten a
trash.
good Hulk moment literal years. The last cool moment we had with Hulk was like in Avengers 1, and at least like Red Hulk and Captain America Brave New
Yeah,
World
Red Hulk
actually
wasn't that
menace,
bad.
ripping down buildings, stepping across the city, and the only way
Yeah,
they
Red
were
Hulk
able to
wasn't that
defeat
bad.
Red Hulk was by talking him out of it. They had to talk no jutsu him to defeat this version of Red Hulk. And I truly wish we see a Hulk in the MCU that gets justice for his actual characterization and how actually horrifying Hulk can be.
I mean, maybe in
stories.
Secret
But that's
Wars.
just a couple Marvel villains that I would love to see adapted into the big screen because of how much of an impact they can have. In
I
the
mean,
MCU.
two of
If
them-
any
oh,
these
no.
three characters were to
That
ever get a
was-
movie,
it's
at
not-
least get
it's
a movie
different
done
from the Hulk.
correctly about them. Because obviously Doctor Doom and Ultron have gotten a movie, but those are not the best characterization of how they are in the comics or in animated stuff. But let me know down in the comments, out of these three villains, which one would you love to see in a movie? Which one you
I'm waiting for
believe
Doom,
is
bro. Doom. I want to see Doom, bro. I'm not even playing, bro. I want to see Doom. Doom he sounds crazy, bro.
most dangerous out of these three?
And he sounds
All of
different from the one that was in Fantastic Four, so I want to see him.
These characters are some of the strongest characters in all of the fiction. And also make sure to like and subscribe. 99% of the people who watch me aren't subscribed, so don't be that 99%. Be that 1%. Hope to see you guys next time. Later, hater. Peace.
Later, hater. That's kind of crazy. Why would you hate him so much? Then again, there's Thawne and there's Doom, so I don't know. Oh my god. Alright, I will take that lot from. See you on the next one and see y'all later, haters.